Dear colleagues, this is phacoemulsification of an intumescent cataract. Let us see how the surgery proceeds. This is a 2.8 mm main incision. The incision has been placed at a selected site. One side port has been made on the right side of the main incision. Now I inject an air bubble into the antechamber. I stain the anterior capsule of the cataractus lens with trypan blue dye underneath an air bubble. And here goes the dye. Now I wait only for 4-5 seconds and then wash the dye out. I find that whatever staining occurs in 4-5 seconds is enough to do a good capsulorhexis. And now viscoelastic substance is injected into the antechamber. I use HPMC, that is hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose. Now one more side port is made on the left side of the main incision. Now the anterior capsule is incised at the anterior pole, and this carved incision, a flap is raised. I hold this flap with the uterta forceps, and at this time I make a small rhexis. I call it a mini rhexis. Now I use a Simcoe cannula. Sometimes I use bimanual IA to aspirate some peripheral cortical lens matter to decrease the intralenticular pressure. Yes, as we remove some cortical matter, the intralenticular pressure decreases drastically and the behavior of the cataractus lens totally changes. Now I inject viscoelastic substance. Again we can see that while I injected, some black material has gone in, and I remove it, depressing the posterior lip of the main incision. Now I give a small cut at the margin of the mini rhexis, but this cut is not proper. I have to go again with the Vanna scissor, and I have to give another cut. Here it goes. Now I take the uterata again, hold this capsular tag and enlarge this mini rhexis into an optimum sized one. I find it very easy, and I hope many of us can do this. Now is the time to enter into the eye with the handpiece, and this is a Oatley's phaco machine, Oatley Cataract 3 from Switzerland, and this is direct chof. I hold the nucleus with high vacuum, and I use a chopper, a very small chopper designed by me, to chop the nucleus. I feel comfortable with this small chopper. In this case, the phaco power was 60%, flow rate was 45 ml per minute, and vacuum was 450 mm of mercury. That's it. The nucleus has been managed. Now I use bimanual IA to remove the cortical lens matter. And once the cortical lens matter is removed, viscoelastic substance is injected into the capsular bag and into the antechamber. Now a hydrophobic acrylic intraocular lens has been selected for this case, and here is the intraocular lens. The leading haptic goes into the capsular bag and the trailing haptic is guided by the chopper by the left hand instrument into the capsular bag. Now I use the chopper and a Sinskey hook to dial the lens, and I use the Sinskey hook to depress the posterior leaf and remove some viscoelastic substance. Now this is the irrigating probe of bimanual IA. I go behind the IOL, I remain in front of the IOL and irrigate the viscoelastic substance thoroughly. Once this is done, I use both irrigation and aspiration and I remove some more viscoelastic substance, that is HPMC in this case. Viscoelastic substance should be thoroughly removed so that we can avoid post-op rise of intraocular pressure. Now the side ports are hydrated, moxifloxacin has been injected, and this is the final wash. I form the antechamber with BSS and come out. That's it. Hope this video will be helpful in your practice.